On this special edition of Sketchbook, our producer, Natalia Garcia, who is actually from Mexico, takes us into the heart of Dia De Muertos, exploring their rich traditions and vibrant altars.
Dia de los Muertos is celebrated in the first 2 days of November. It's a time to celebrate loved ones who have passed away. This tradition dates back to the Aztecs and Toltecs, ancient civilizations in what is now Mexico. Here's Dalia de la Torre, an artistic makeup artist, to talk about the iconic La Catrina.
To understand what a Catrina is, we need to talk about a character called Calavera Garbancera, which is a satirical character created by José Guadalupe Posadas in the early 20th century. So he created this image of a skull, a smiling skull, that had a very elegant hat, and he made it to criticize the people who had indigenous roots. Later on, in the late 40s, came a painter and a muralist known as Diego Rivera. He took this image and he put it in his mural. He added a body to it. It was a very elegant skull with a very big hat, with a very elegant dress, jewelry, and he named it the Catrina. The Catrina was gradually adopted by people as a way to be playful and to celebrating life in a very solemn time. I know it's a contradiction to have the topic of death and the topic of a celebration in the same sentence, but it was a way for us to remind everyone that life was worth celebrating because it was going to end.
One of the most common Dia de Muertos traditions is creating an ofrenda, which is Spanish for offering. The ofrendas are decorated altars. They include photos, candles, marigold flowers, and even favorite foods of the people we are celebrating. And we can't forget the pan de muerto and calaveritas.
I always like the Day of the Dead tradition because my grandma and I always set up our altars, and it was a very, very important time for our family. And when I moved to a new city called San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, which is where I live now, I saw a lot of people had their faces painted, and I didn't understand why or what was the meaning behind it. So I just loved it and wanted to start learning more. I started taking classes and training to try to get better and better, and this led me here to be like my main specialization. Catrina makeup means kind of being your own superhero, because you get to, how could I put it? You get to become a child again. I've seen plenty 70-year-old, 60-year-old grown men and women who have never done this and who look at themselves in the mirror for the first time after getting their makeup done. And it's like they become children again. I think they're reminded of how important it is not to take life so seriously and the importance of play. Day of the Dead is not competing with Halloween in any way, shape, or form. We know both, even though they are frequently confused with one another, each one have their own important place in our country's culture, and that's completely fine. And this is something, Day of the Dead is something that will keep on evolving. So make sure to be on the look for everything that Mexican artists and performers, photographers are doing in regards to that tradition, because I bet it's going to be interesting.
Thank you, Natalia. Another Dia de Muertos tradition are Calaveritas, which translates to little skulls. But in this case, we're talking about funny poems. Calaveritas are short, humorous poems. For our Write to Us this week, we'd like you to write a Calaverita, or funny poem about your favorite fall tradition. Calaveritas are often paired up with colorful drawings of skulls, the Dia de Muertos kind. Students can share their poems and skull drawings using our inbox form online or by sending us an email to newsdepth@ideastream.org.